Yes. Have a great graduation.
Because I totally
All
must.
right. Okay, maybe I'll go.
Oh how you doing? God, I'm great. Yeah, it feels so good to give you a hug.
While you were in prison, when did you start enjoying the fact that you're going to be out?
Probably just the last couple days that I found out I was actually been given an actual date, right? That was only like 3 days before I was released, so it was virtually shock, really. You know, I was in a state of shock all the way until probably 2 or 3 days after I was released. I mean, it really was that getting out of the van when you guys were all there. It was complete shock. You know, I was trying to just keep my balance and everything was going light. You know, I was feeling all the things of all of the signs of complete stress. You know, so yeah, it was a bizarre feeling going through all of that. That was a strange feeling for sure. I felt nauseous. I felt like I had just got off of a carnival ride. Everything was moving so fast, especially once we got in the cars and the cars are zipping by. And being that you become very hypervigilant in prison about anything moving around you. So when I actually got out and we started driving around, I found that my eyes were trying to keep track of every single thing that was moving around me. And it was actually making me dizzy. It was really a strange feeling, like just input overload, right? Just sensory overload, really strange feeling.
Yeah, it's kind of like your safety mechanisms, right? Like I notice when I'm in prison, you know where someone is all the time, you know is behind you, in front of you. So your brain is just automatically dialed in, like I got to keep myself safe. What's coming my way?
Right, exactly, yeah.
So what was the first thing you did? So tell us what happened after you're in that car ride.
Oh, well, Colette took me to get a cell phone and then took me to get clothes and then groceries. So that was even more sensory overload, right? I've actually talked to her about that, maybe trying to change that to maybe a couple days after I was out or for the next guys that come out. And I've talked to the other fellas that have gotten out and went through the same thing, and they all agreed that was almost too much stress that didn't really need to be done at that time, right? Mm-hmm. Because it feels like it's a trauma. It really does feel like it's a trauma when you're going through that, especially the grocery store where people are zipping all around you. They're on their cell phones, and yeah, it's really stressful. So we're going to discuss that in a little more depth. But once I got to the Airbnb that my friends had purchased for the weekend, right? With Marissa and Haas and Jappy, my other friend, I was able to decompress and relax, and they lit the barbecue, and then it all started to I started to relax, and I started to accept freedom. Yeah, there was a nice backyard that had a bunch of trees, and I was able to just breathe. And oh yeah, that was an incredible feeling at that moment.
Yeah. And what was the first meal that you ate?
Oh, he had brought some fresh bluefin tuna, and he just sliced some off of the chunk, and it was the toro, it was the belly section of it. And yeah, I just put a little bit of soy sauce on it, and that was it. That was the first thing I ate. that was incredible. And then the Peking duck that Emma had brought when I was released, right? She had came the day before to see me and asked what I wanted for my first meal, and yeah, she ended up bringing that. So yeah, those two things were fantastic. That was probably the most flavorful things I've eaten in 25 years.
Crazy, crazy. Because in order to get fish in prison, it's frozen, right? And you've got to be able to afford it from the commissary.
Yeah, or it's in the little pouches, the greasy pouches from Taiwan.
Oh yeah.
Mackerel and yeah.
And maybe tell everybody about how connected you are with the sea. So why that fish is important.
With what?
And how I feel like you're so connected to the sea and the ocean.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so I grew up every summer we would go to San Felipe in Mexico, and that's where I really found that for the
Oops.
Uh-oh. Let me try and get back on it.
There you are. We got you.
So yeah, we would go down there for a month straight for our summer vacation all through my childhood, and that love for that ocean, that part of Mexico was incredible back in the late 60s and early 70s. It was like my paradise. So that's where I had really developed that love for the ocean. And then as I got older, we had been going to Oceanside, California for quite a while too. And that's where I would go quite often to surf and things. And then I started deep sea fishing, and then the incredible life experiences I've had out there with whales and porpoise and multiple other sea life that actually interact with you out there. I've reached over the bow of the boat and had porpoise, dolphins come up and actually nudge your hand while you're in the boat, and those things are just it's just something that once you experience that kind of connection with the ocean, it's really hard to be away from it, right? And my trips to Catalina, and then some of the experiences of barely surviving getting back to shore. I had a 13-foot boat with a 30-horse outboard on it, and I had no compass, no radar of any sort, and we would go out 30 miles trying to catch tuna. And a couple times the weather changed on us, and we definitely didn't think we were getting back. And finally made it back, and those experiences are what really bind me to the sea, and that's why it does calls me constantly. I'll be just sitting here and have a full emotional feeling of like loss, of missing the ocean, and it takes quite a bit to get over that feeling. So yeah, my heart's definitely with the ocean.
Yeah, I see that in your artwork. And do you want to show us your hands so people can see what your hands look like?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of hard to see. I don't know if the camera
You can
pick
see
it up.
it. You can see it. Yeah.
So that's the compass rose on that one, and then that I've let me see. Where's it at? So this is a mako shark that I used to always fish for, and then I have nothing but sea life on this arm too.
Cool.
I don't know. I've been in the sun a lot, so everything darkens up and gets harder to see. But
And show us your fingers. That's one thing I would see inside all the time.
Oh, the scales.
Yeah.
And
Oh, cool.
then I have the old man in the sea on my leg, and mermaid in the back.
So cool. Oh, there we go.
Lost you.
He's doing a good job with all this.
He is. I mean, it's so personal. The stories are wonderful. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did we lose the sound while too?
Yeah, can you see that mute down there? There's the, oh, there,
It's
he's
not
got it.
showing here.
Yeah, he's got it back. He's got, I think we're coming back. At least he got it off
Did
mute.
I?
Oh, we got you. I can hear you now.
Yeah, somehow I lost the sound.
Well, we got the sound back.
Can you hear me?
We can hear,
Yes.
yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I just lost the video. Let me see.
Play
Let's
around.
try this again. Your video is stopped. There we go.
There.
Back?
There you go. Yeah, got you.
Oh. So have you
Yeah.
been,
What's that?
have you been to the water? Have you been able to
No, I have.
put your toe in? Because you're not that far in Concord to the Delta.
I've actually, well, I don't really want to go to the Delta.
I
I'm
know.
kind of a salt person. Yeah.
Yeah.
But due time, I've been trying to get everything situated because I have to get a job, I have to get transportation. I've been trying to
Yeah.
get my Social Security, my birth certificate. All of these things take a lot of work, and being that I'm riding a bicycle virtually everywhere, my time's been really full just trying to get everything organized. So I got a really good job downtown San Francisco as a maintenance supervisor in a high-rise apartment complex.
Oh, great.
So yeah, that'll keep me going down the path to get everything else lined up in my life.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
But it's everything's going along real good as far as that. So yeah, it's looking real good. I finally got to a point where I can start breathing a little bit. But I am trying to get back into San Quentin right now with Colette to do the facilitation. And then I'm supposed to actually start maybe working for Arts and Corrections also as a teacher. So yeah, it's real good to be able to come back in and still, give back to the community.
Well, ironically, you mentioned that when a few of us, like you heard about that talk that we did at the Belvedere Tiburon Library, and Eddie is there and a lot of your friends, Henry, and Carol decides to stand up and tell the audience of over 100 people that she's would like to at some point, she never said retire, but she said, if you know of anybody that might want to be taking my position. So there you go. Maybe that's your it.
Yeah. That's big shoes to fill right there, Carol.
No, that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, but if anybody has the skill set or knows the ins and outs of it all, right, it's none other than you.
Yeah, I think I could do a very good job in that spot. But yeah, like I said, she has some huge shoes to fill for sure.
Yeah, she's got what, 3 decades or something of and just beautiful work that woman has done, Carol Newborg.
Yeah. So she's they invited me. Her and Steve Emmerich had invited me to a showing in Richmond on the 29th, I believe, at 1 to 3 o'clock that I'll be at.
Oh, nice.
June?
Yeah. So it's about post-incarceration artists, and quite a few of the artists from San Quentin will be there, and we'll all speak, is what I understand. So it should be a real neat event if you get a chance. I'd love to see you there.
Yeah, let me see if I think she sent it to me too. I can always forward it to you, Laurel. I think we'll already be in Tahoe, but yeah, that'll be like a home.
That's like Saturday, I think.
Yeah, the Saturday one.
Saturday. Yeah,
but not too far from us. So what you kind of talked a little bit about trauma since you've been out, but and I don't know if scary is the right word to use, but what's one of the scariest things that has happened since you've been released?
Nothing really scary. Actually, some things that were kind of stressful, some family issues that are out of my control to help, caused me some anxiety, but I understand that, you know, if there's nothing I can do, I can't let it affect me to a point where it's going to change my behavior off of my positive path. So I discussed it with as many family members as I could and got to a point where everything was addressed as far as I could do, you know, and yeah, it's really important that when you are incarcerated that you get these actual coping skills and internalize them to where they become normal for you, because it's so beneficial, especially for me when I got out, that I had those, because there's a lot of stressors out here that are separate from the ones that we experience in there. Not saying that they're more stressful in any way, because incarceration is horribly stressful, but you develop mechanisms to deal with that, where when you come out here you have to redevelop or actually maybe just reconfigure some of your coping skills to address the other stressors that are out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you become the teacher, you know, the model.
Well, yeah, I'd like to share everything that I've learned. Because you really
Even
have
with
to try and, and it has helped. My family members have definitely said, you know, hey, we're learning a lot from you, you know. So that's a nice thing to give to the family after, you know, putting them through everything for all these years. Yeah, it's great.
That's a positive way to look at that and give back. So tell me, how have you been sleeping here? I know when you're in prison, you've got those little tiny foam things you sleep on. How's sleeping been?
Well, there's a little mutation period that Colette bought me some bedwear that was, and the mattress is so soft that it was the first couple nights was I really wanted to just lay on the floor because it was so absorbing that it felt like I was kind of suffocating and I couldn't roll over right because I got so used to that, you know, 1/4-inch mattress I was sleeping on for so long. But I've gotten used to it now. My girlfriend Brittany bought me some of these, I think they're like bamboo sheets. They're like super.
Yeah.
And oh my God, that's a whole nother world. And then this blanket feels like it's made out of like baby bunny pelts or something. So I've been having dreams of being like completely covered in puppies and bunnies to sleep. Yeah. You know, it's an amazing feeling when you actually get used to it, to be that comfortable in a bed. Because prisons, there's nothing comfortable about the bed arrangement in prison, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and those wool blankets that are just that old military gray.
Yeah. There's nothing soft or cuddly in the prison, that's for sure.
What's one thing you've enjoyed the most since you got out?
My friend Kenny that was in prison, and he got out about a month before me. We went out the other day and did some hiking. That was fantastic. And then, of course, when my friends came to visit me, the Airbnb, the time I got to spend with them barbecuing and that. And then I've been doing a lot of yard work here, which is, you know, I've dreamt about that. That's one thing that the smaller things that you really don't realize how beautiful it is to be able to like go to a grocery store and pick out a piece of fruit that you want at any time. You know, it's shocking how wonderful that is to be able to do. And just to water plants and look at the wind blowing through the trees. That kind of thing it's just unbelievable. It's emotional to be able to do that again. And realize how much of that I missed in my life, you know. It's just amazing. It's amazing. That's definitely the biggest part of it. It's just the freedom and nature. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so healthy, and you're appreciating it. Like you said, you've been in that backyard 3 meals a day.
Yeah. 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 I'll have to send you some. I have a couple videos of the backyard. I'll have to send you. It's just a beautiful little spot in this giant world that is. It's just my Eden right now. I don't even like to go in and go to bed. I've been sitting out here till like 11 o'clock. Just there's squirrels and a family of crow that come around, and a little baby skunk that lives in the next neighbor's garage. I think he goes through their little doggy door. I don't know if they even know that, but yeah, amazing. Yeah. Mm.
Oh, how fun. So what are you looking forward to?
Reconnecting with my daughter and her mother. Yeah, that was a big loss through my life that I do have back now. Spending time with all of the people that I had connections with in the institution is a big point. I can't wait to come over and see you guys at your office and reconnect with you guys on a whole nother plane. It's just like another like I went through a wormhole right now, so I really like to reconnect with everybody, arts and corrections and the self-help groups that Kathleen, if you know who Kathleen is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all those people I'm really missing again, right? Because we do have these connections through some traumatic times in our lives in that institution that we connect with. And yeah, there's a loss because I would see you guys virtually every week, and now it's been 2 weeks and I haven't. So yeah, there is that connection too that I've made. I miss a lot of the guys that are in there that are walking the walk and have changed themselves and are really working on themselves to be a good person. And yeah, I do. I miss them dearly. I had some very close friends, Greg for one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, your new art director. Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait to get a hold of him. That's there's just all of those connections. Yeah, I miss them.
Yeah, that's one part of the thing that's hard for us when you're in there, and then you so desperately want someone to be released, but it's also a goodbye too of sorts, right? You just don't have that bond and connection, which is hard. But Laurel and I are going to get in the car and come your direction.
Oh yeah, Concord's
Yeah.
not far.
Yeah,
Concord's
please.
not far.
Yeah, we need to make time to do that for sure. I'd love to see you guys.
Yeah, and if you're working in San Francisco, it's like could even be pick you up San Francisco, drive back through Marin on the way to Concord. Stop by the beach
Yeah.
on the way home to Concord or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I'd love that. I would love
Yeah.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there anything, I mean, I could go on and ask you questions and talk all day, but is there anything that I didn't ask that you want to share?
Well, is this going to the inmates too, or mostly just to the website?
It'll go to the website and we'll put slices of it up on social media, but you would know more than I would as to how to get things into them. I still have one intern that's working on that commercial I call it a commercial that you suggested we do that goes to hopefully all the tablets in the CDCR, but just for what we do. But I've never tried to send something in before. How's that worked when you're in there?
I think everything is done through the media center, so it have to be approved by the yeah. So I really don't know. We've always had the difficulties with getting anything either brought in or even out of the institution. So yeah, I don't really know the best path. How's the CRM doing?
Great, Marco. I've had a couple people grumble, but when I see him, he's always willing and friendly, and I send him stuff and it goes through pretty quickly. And, Rhonda and Angelina are just on it. They, to me, really are the CRM. They've been through so many renditions of people that they're really making it all work. But when you would get video in there, how would you watch it? Would it be on would it be back in there in the media center, or how does that work?
The TV, it would come across on the TV. They have actually channels for the institution. So I think that's the best way for inmates to be able to see the footage that you have. But as far as saying anything else, you know, for the public, support, you know, the California model, because I really think it is going the right direction to much more of a healing and rehabilitation than just mass incarceration, which isn't productive. You can see that the recidivism is horrible for short-termers that don't get what the lifers would get as far as groups and everything. And all the other groups, including arts and corrections and humans and all of these great things that help us to change that thinking that we have, that everyone's the enemy and you know, we have to behave these certain ways to navigate through our world. And it's not, it isn't, you don't need to behave those ways to get your needs met. You can actually be a very generous, open-minded, caring person and have everything, all of your needs met completely. In fact, I've been treated with such respect and such kindness everywhere I've gone in my community. Even that I mean, I still look like, you know, all the tattoos and the bald head and the goatee. I'm still a stereotypical inmate. And actually the people that I share that I have been incarcerated for 25 years, which is a lot of people that I run into, all of them have still treated me with absolute kindness and respect. It's amazing. Yeah, it just breaks my heart to be treated that way, right? I mean, it's wonderful. It's really wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so wonderful to hear. Oh, I love that. Have you tried to buy anything without cash?
No, I don't really have any cards yet. I did use my one card to load money onto my BART pass. So that's the only thing that I've done without cash. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a trip now. You just walk up, hold your phone, it pays for it, you walk away. It's a miraculous world we live in for sure.
Yeah, I don't have a bank account yet, so I'll have to wait to get that. I'm still trying to get my my California ID, and I couldn't. I went to get my Social Security card today, and they wouldn't give it to me without my California ID. So it's kind of, you have to do a process. You have to get one thing to get the next thing, and then the ball starts rolling. So we're looking good. The ID's in the mail, so it's just a matter of waiting a little bit.
Yeah, you're used to that mail. That's the story of your life.
Right. Yeah.
There's some prisons that have those machines right there in the office when you're leaving. Like they'll actually print those documents out for you and your, birth certificate and that kind of stuff. But then even then it's tightly controlled. A lot of times I've had guys complain that they've known for 3 months that they're getting out and that day comes and they still haven't printed it for them. So there's still the bureaucracy there, but still that's a human right? That you should be able to have those services available to you the last 25 years or whatever.
Yeah, well, for me, I was actually blessed by quite a few people when I got off of the van, and I've been actually living off of that support that you guys all looked out for me when I first came out, right? You were all there for me. I can't tell you how much I love you guys for that. And being there for, yeah, that was incredible. That was a blessing that is hard to accept and appreciate. It's just hard for me to express how much that meant for me.
Yeah, well, you're such a beacon for us. And we were doing our check-in here this morning with the interns, and I was excited about, talking with you today. And I didn't even have the verbiage to say what, I've got you on such a pedestal and all you've done for us, and so many people that look up to you that, yeah, I just love you inside and out. So glad you're free.
God, yeah, I miss you guys. Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. Laurel, do you have any questions? I kind of talk a lot.
No, I wanted you to bring it forward as you've done, but the thing that I think we get from going inside is similar to what you get. Is on the outside, everything's rushing around and people don't stop and see you and appreciate
Yeah.
you. And so when we're inside, things simplify, and
Yeah.
you see us and we see you, and so it's actually a very similar feeling. And I think kind of the point is to hold on to that, when you're out, because I'll tell you what, the world will just pick you up and you'll go flying. I mean, it comes at you and from all directions all the time.
Yeah.
And so this kind of experience, and it was when you really simplify down to what's important and what matters.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that I've learned from all of my years of incarceration is that, yeah, everything has its stressors and its traumas and all of these things that are thrown in front of us but it seems to be for me, the way I see it today is that it's how you come out the other side of all these events and what kind of person you can hold yourself to be. Yeah, I mean, you just for me, I just try and stay positive constantly. All of the negative things, I take them and deal with them as they come, and really, really appreciate all the small things that I never did before that I took for granted. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, this is heaven if you choose to see it that way, because these small events of happiness that we're given on this earth are so precious. If you let them just go by, you don't even realize how wonderful we have it in life. Right?
I know. The birds, the sunshine, and the wind in the trees. Yeah.
Loved ones care for you. All of that. All of it.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy to be critical. Like you said, when you go to bed at night, you tend to let those negativities just spin around you. So, yeah, it's nice to be able to hold that positivity and enjoy each minute, right? And take it to bed with you and wake up with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it does. And, I understand there's I have some friends that have just passed away from cancer and died unexpectedly from horrible events. And I mean, these things, they just occur in life, and it's really difficult to deal with. Grief and loss for me was one of the main causative factors why I became so negative in my life, and chose to use alcohol to suppress all of those emotions. But yeah, I mean, there's just some overwhelming, difficult things to overcome. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm taking any of that lightly. And I do have fears that those will come back into my life, that a loved one, something could happen to one of my loved ones, and I'll be tested to the extreme, on dealing with that. But I do believe I have all the tools and I have the people to support me around me that'll get me through that, But yeah, there's difficulties out here, but they're virtually still difficulties in there, right? And I've been told a lot, hey, well, you don't realize how bad it is out there. I went through downtown San Francisco and saw how bad, it really is. I went to the Tenderloin and was riding my bike through the Tenderloin, and every signal that I stopped, I was virtually surrounded by homeless individuals with obvious serious mental and addictive problems that, yeah, I see how bad it really is out here. But yeah, you just got to be able to navigate all these things and keep yourself healthy. I mean, that's how I'm getting through that. But yeah, it's wonderful to be free. That's all I can say.
Right.
You're the second person that's brought that to my attention. It was, gosh, who did I interview last week out of Sing Sing? But he said the same thing. You use the word zombies about, you see these homeless people that are on drugs and you see them walking around. He was talking about New York City and you're talking about San Francisco, and they're just not there. Like, share that what happened with you when you went in and there was a guy standing there staring up at the sky.
Oh yeah, so I got off of the BART, and you actually come up an escalator and you're right in the middle of it. You're right in the middle of town, where a lot of the homeless people are kind of, setting up their camp. And this one individual, a larger white male, was standing there just kind of staring into the sky, looked very unhealthy and peaked and didn't have much life in his eyes at all. And he was just staring into the sky, and I rode by him, and it took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get done what I needed to get done. And I came back the same spot, and he hadn't moved a quarter inch. I mean, he was in exactly the same position, staring in the exact same spot into the sky, and hadn't shown any change in his facial expression or anything. He really, you would swear that he was a mannequin of sorts, right? Mm-hmm. And an individual with serious issues that no one is addressing.
Nobody. Yeah.
It's so prevalent that it's overwhelmed our system. And I surely don't have any answers on how to help all of these people, but yeah, it seems like it's escalating, and everything that seems to have been tried isn't working either. So I don't know. I really don't know, but I've seen a lot of it just in the 2 weeks that I've been out, and being that I'm going to be working down there, I know I'm going to be seeing a lot more of it. So yeah, no, it's sad, and it's scary, but yeah, hopefully the people in charge of heads of our cities and heads of our state will get more involved and try and resolve some of that, because yeah, it is a major issue. I mean, there's feces in all the gutters from them just defecating straight into the gutter, right on the side of the street. So yeah, it's really bad. It is really bad.
That is bad. Yeah. We just got a call from Michael Moore. He's talking to Madison on the phone.
Tell him I love.
Madison, come here. Do you want to give a message to him?
Wait, Diane's on phones are hard. Hi, keypad, speaker. Okay.
Michael Moore, I got Bruce Fowler here on Zoom so he can hear you.
Oh, hey, Bruce. Man, how do you like your freedom?
Oh, describable, brother. Yeah, you gotta get out here. Do whatever you gotta do to get that date, brother. I love you. I miss you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to hear you out there. That is so amazing. I'm so happy for you, bro. I'll be out there, I promise, as soon as I can be. And you're right. I am going to do everything possible to get out of here.
Yeah.
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 So the first thing, what was your first best experience over the first few hours besides walking out the gate?
Well, like I had been telling Diane and Laurel, that yeah, it was a state of shock really for quite a while. But no, just spending time with my friends when I first got out, that was probably the best part. Just grasping that, wow, this is real, because that takes a while to convince yourself that it's real, because it does. It seems like a dream. It really does seem like a dream.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy. I'm glad I called just now to hear your voice. You even sound more relaxed.
I'd imagine that's true. Yeah, I imagine that's quite true.
Okay, good deal.
Hey, send my love to everybody. All right.
I will do that. I will absolutely do that. Fantastic. Are you doing behind the bar interview or what?
Yep.
Say that.
Yeah, we're doing that Beyond the Bars interview right now. In fact, Laurel's on
Oh.
here and the three of us are doing Zoom and he downloaded on his phone so we can see him. So the three of us, in fact, I'll take a picture so you can see what we're doing. But yeah, we just been talking in the last hour.
13?
He's got a gray shirt on, which it looks so weird to see him in gray. I've only ever seen him all these years in blue.
That's right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
He's giving us a.
Jeans and Converse or what? What you got? What are you wearing, bro?
Tennis shoes and shorts. I'll go into the light and maybe you can see a little better. I don't know if you can see.
I don't think he can see.
Oh, there we go.
James.
I can take
James.
Oh, I can't see anything.
a pair of slippers on.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
He's enjoying the backyard. He's been telling us about how he likes to see the breeze going through the trees and the squirrel, and he wants to be outside all the time. And yeah,
Beautiful. It's
There's
beautiful.
this incredible tree right above the backyard.
yeah. Michael just said in order to touch a tree would be pretty awesome.
Just
The light dancing through the leaves. I
Yeah.
kind of dream about that.
Yeah, yeah. He's doing the same thing.
Okay,
Oh,
I want to get in the way of the interview. I'm just glad I hear your voice. Brighten my whole day up for sure.
right on.
Checking
I'm
off. Come up with anything for the birthday girl? I'm just curious.
No, I've been on this call ever since I talked to you. So I'm just wrapping up here with them, but if you want to call me back in 10.
The phone is going to go off. What time's the phone going to go off?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
3:30, right? 10 minutes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I
right.
don't miss.
Really?
I
Yeah.
don't miss.
you don't miss that?
No, that tablet that tells
Yeah,
you
that
every.
AI voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bruce, something I was thinking about, and when you were first talking about feeling bad about your victim's family. And I thought, part of being human is really embracing all the parts of being human. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
pain and regret, and that's all part of the mix. And that's
Yeah.
all part of also what we need to keep space for.
Yeah.
And even when we're feeling it, go, okay, this is a good part of being human, like instead of the guy who's just looking up to the ceiling or the sky.
I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's just that part's just a sliver out of the pie. And it's a sliver, and it's an important sliver, but it's just a sliver. And it's so wonderful to see you.
Huh.
Yeah, you're relaxed. You're looking relaxed, I gotta say.
Yeah. For being that I just got done with about a 15-mile bike ride too.
Yeah, you're also gonna get really healthy.
But usually
Right.
most people I see that have been released, they tend to get quite portly because they have all that new food that they're eating all the time.
I've seen that.
Oh no, I've been monitored. Well, you guys knew that I had lost like 27 pounds in the last couple months before I was paroled. So yeah, that was a lot of work, and I'm not going to let that. So I've been very, 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 very self-conscious about how much I consume, right? But what I do consume is very good. I know that.
It's good. You make it worthwhile.
Yes, yeah, and
So I'm
enjoy
guessing
every.
not so many Skittles.
No. I've been making a lot of different types of burritos and tacos. So Mexican food is my favorite. yeah, the barbecue is lit, constantly, and yeah, that's great. Great.
Good.
So fun.
Yeah.
All righty, I'll let you get both of you get back to your day. We could
Yeah.
three of us could probably pretend we're back there in building B for the next couple hours and just chat.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great seeing you. And Diane, thanks for including me.
Oh my gosh, of course, always.
It's been a pleasure.
So yeah, and I
Yeah.
mentioned it to you before, but I'll remember it again. There's the last year I went to the American Society of Criminology conference in Philadelphia the week before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So
it's in
hopefully,
San Francisco.
yes, that was last year. This year we've been accepted again to write. I've written a paper and I asked for stage time. We'll see if we get it. And ideally I would have you and Eddie up there with me and I kind of fly by the seat of my pants a little bit, but if you want, it's in San Francisco this year, week before Thanksgiving. It would just be probably an hour, but you could obviously go and spend the whole day at the conference center if you want. We have a table and you could talk on the stage with us. So hopefully if you're still up for that, I would love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything that I can give back to you guys and to share some insight that might be helpful. Yeah, I'm all in completely.
Well, great. You might not be so happy you said that because Eddie and he gets in the car with me quite frequently and we go to talks here and there, but it's like you said, it's just so great to be able to educate people and give back like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it here. We got it on recording, so I can.
You won't need to hold it against me. I'll be there for sure.
So
we do need to keep in touch, though. I really want to stay in touch with you guys. So we'll have to figure something out to where we can get together for sure.
yeah. And Laurel and I have wheels, so
Yeah, we have cars. Phone is, it's a lot easier than going through the probably the office.
Or if you got bicycles, we can.
Yeah, I know. I do not have access to a boat. I've been
yeah,
thinking-
I do.
Would be fun.
Yeah.
Bicycle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I actually have a boat.
You do?
Oh, you do?
I do have a boat that's walking distance from my house. Not something that I publicized to everybody.
Yeah. But is it a whaler or what kind of a boat?
No, it's a 38-foot Riviera.
I don't know.
Oh,
Is that
my.
a
That's a
Power?
yacht, right?
Oh, now
Everyone in the office is like, what?
we're coming. We're coming.
Yeah,
Bruce.
it's a power boat. So yeah, we just took it to the Giants game on Father's Day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've camped out on it in Angel Island, and a lot of times we'll just go out and anchor in the cove and have our charcuterie board and some champagne or wine, and
Dude, why have we never done a cross?
and we can walk there from our house. So maybe that'll be one of the first things we do together.
Right on. Yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah, someone gave me a skateboard, Beamy from the other, from CRI gave me a skateboard. Her son donated to me. And, so I just took it out for the first time yesterday, and yeah, it's all coming back really, really well.
Of course,
So I
I'm
should have-
thinking, be careful with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of broken wrists
Right.
with keyboards. through
Such a
the-
mother,
Yeah.
isn't she? Once a mother, always a mother.
I'm sorry.
Go out, ride the skateboard, climb a tree, do it all.
Right. Yeah, feed the birds too. I can feed the birds now, right?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, legally.
Without people getting mad at you.
Yeah,
I was
you gotta
thinking
wait.
you were gonna get a little pet mouse.
Oh no, that was a trauma. I still have them with me, right? I made a little coffin for them. I have Knuckles with me here.
Oh, you do?
Will they let them
Yeah.
come out?
Yeah, well, I haven't finished the story. I'm writing a whole story on him too, and what he meant to me through the COVID and everything, right?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Were you did they move you to the tents in the yard?
No, because I never let them know that I had it, right? Because that was a trauma in itself, being sent out to the tents. Most of the people that got COVID in San Quentin were never diagnosed with COVID. So yeah, I had it 5 times and it had never been diagnosed.
Did you,
Wow.
it was optional, right, to get tested?
Right.
Yeah, they virtually kind of threatened you with they were going to keep you isolated in your cell if you refused. So I
Oh,
thought that was probably the best plan for me, is just leave me in my cell, and me and my cellie will just stay isolated from everyone else. And we thought that was the best way for us to survive that situation when they were wheeling bodies down the tier past our cell. And then, of course, my cellie went home, and then they brought a guy into my cell from the tents, and he was still wearing the clothes that he had when he was in the tent. And they said, well, he's been cleared. And I go, well, they don't even know anything about this stuff. It lives
yeah.
on surface, and you didn't even give him a shower or give him fresh clothes. You brought him directly from the tent, and now he's coming straight into my cell, which I haven't, or you believe that I haven't had it. And I asked him, why are you putting him in my cell? And the doctor actually he was triggered by what I said, because I had asked him for his name. And he said, well, this is the new cold. Everyone's going to get it. Right. So
Oh,
that's when I realized that
yeah.
they didn't care if we got it or not.
Yeah.
Right. It was now part of what was going on, and everyone was going to get it. So that changed the whole script on what we thought they were there. We thought they were there to actually help us, but they weren't. They were there virtually to monitor what was going on and probably keep records of it. But yeah, no, that was a very very traumatizing experience to go through, because we weren't getting any information whatsoever, other than what was on the TV. And that was just shocking, because they didn't know what was going on. Nobody seemed to know how bad it was going to be. So all of us were actually thinking, man, we're going to catch this and die. So yeah, it was bad. It was rough. Yeah.
Such scary times. I remember you guys going through that, and not
Yeah.
having a choice of the news stations you could watch, right? Like, you would see the bodies and you only heard the core depth of it, not out with other people seeing how people are living. Scary.
Yeah. All we got was what the main television broadcasters were showing, and yeah, it was absolute scary, because that's what they were showing, was nothing but the worst of the worst. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's how. And then, of course, the wheeling the guys out, and people screaming man down all through the night. It was brutal. Yeah, it was really brutal.
Ugh, scary.
Yeah.
Oh, those days hopefully are behind us, right? The whole COVID and you being inside. Ugh.
Yeah.
Scares me to think if that were to come up again with you guys, where people inside. Ugh.
Yeah.
That. I also wonder, and then I'll let you guys get off the phone here. We got to do a checkout with the interns here, but
Okay.
what if there's ever like an earthquake or a fire? What's the protocol for them? Are the guards, like, what happens with people locked in cells?
Well, what I understand, which I don't know if it's fact or not, but they're to protect themselves first. So if there's any type of structural damage to the prison itself, that the National Guard comes in, surrounds the prison, and everyone virtually evacuates the dwelling or the prison itself, until they can establish if it's safe to go into. So what I'm understanding that in that situation is that we're expendable in those situations. I could be wrong. They might have a protocol to get us out to safety, but it seems like there's not enough organization to do that on a first responder kind of situation. I just don't see that happening. So I can see that we're pretty much going to be left in there for probably quite a while. Sadly, yeah, I don't know how that would actually roll out, but I would not want to be in there through that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always worries me.
It has survived a number of earthquakes, so.
Yeah. But we've been waiting on this
Fire.
big. I was young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fire. Yeah, fire. I mean, if one person sets their hot pot on fire, you know, if you leave your hot pot unattended, it melts. And just that, the air gets so bad in the entire building that I can only imagine if there was some type of larger fire, the toxicity that the air would become in that place would be unbearable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh,
Yeah.
scary. Scary to even think
Yeah.
about. Ugh, up in
Okay,
flames.
let's look at the trees one more time before we leave. Let's talk
Be
about
thankful
trees
for
and
our
birds
moment.
and with dolphins nudging your hand and
Yeah. I love the pictures that you guys have up. I see that you have the little 6x6s all over the wall in the office still.
I know,
Yeah.
I'll try to show you. I'll try to move the camera around. There, you recognize your artwork. That's your original piece.
Oh, the hands. Yeah. Wow. You have
Yeah.
quite a going there. Gallery. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
a lot
nice.
of we sold, thanks to you, all 41 of those
Yeah.
pieces, and I can kind of show you the office. It's not the greatest video, but it's
Yeah.
just one big office, 1,000 square feet. There's Daphne on the couch. We got Melissa back there. We got Madison on the floor. We got Joanne over here at her desk. And then that's 101 out there. You can't really see it through there, but that's San Quentin right over that little hill there. And
Yeah.
then on this side also has a bunch of windows on it next to Joanne and I's desk with all the cars out there.
Nice.
So yeah, there's artwork, and then you can see Tommy's, you can't really see it, but down there on the wall, there's the pictures that he did, the headshots of all of us,
Oh,
That's-
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the wall down there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Great. I can't wait to come over and see the place in person.
I know, I wish you guys had some kind of work release. It would be a dream to have you guys in here a couple hours a week or once a month or something, guys, working, be great.
oh, while you're inside. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be so nice.
yeah.
Furloughed to work out there would be fantastic. Yeah.
Wouldn't it? I mean, talk about getting used to cell phones and, commotion and people going by you and just a lot of those triggering things.
Yeah.
They do in
Yeah.
Oslo. They take you out after you're in for 2 years. The average sentence is 7, but they just take you downtown or wherever you want to go and drop you off for 2 hours. Come back and get you later.
Yeah.
And if one person screws up, it doesn't cancel the whole program and everybody that's ever going out, right? They deal with that individual person. So,
Yeah. That's a good game plan right there. Yeah. Yeah. Because punishing everybody for one person's behavior has been the norm through the prison system for years. So yeah, that would be great if they acknowledge that and put that in place. Yeah, that's
or
a
even
great
if,
program.
at minimum, even start it maybe once you've gotten your release date, let people out a little bit, even though it would be ideal earlier on, but something, right?
Yeah, or even your minimum eligibility parole.
Yeah,
date, right.
exactly.
That's when you are see the board, and the odds of someone going out and screwing up in that situation when you're that far along. I don't see people really doing that. So it'd be an opportunity to prove yourself for one.
Yeah, and if we're to be talking about rehabilitation, come on, Newsom, come on, let's roll it out.
Right.
Roll it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
I've
Alrighty.
read the California model is very much framed in that same type of thinking. So hopefully it really gets rolling.
I know. I'm gonna push for it. All right.
there's
Hopefully the 3 of us will see each other in person real soon.
Look forward to it for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Love
Yeah.
you guys.
Love you
That's
too. Thanks
great.
for your time.
Okay.
Nice seeing you.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.